right, we're going to get started. Today is a 45-minute Vinyasa flow class. I'm Lacey, and we're just going to get started. So find a comfortable seat at home on your mat. Find that place where you're able to really ground down. Sit up nice and tall. Check in with your shoulders. Hold them down and back maybe a couple of times, just loosening them up so we can find that where you're able to sit and find that spot where you're not feeling any tension or pressure in your body. So get comfortable, move your seat around a few times, try to find those two sits bones, and then find that length in your spine. Close your eyes, relax those hands, let them rest gently on your legs, and just really slow everything down. Turning inward, not thinking about what's going on externally, just really trying to bring that peace and that centering into yourself, into your heart space. So closing your eyes, I want you to mentally think to yourself, I am letting go of today's stress. Letting anything that happened today or that's going to happen after this, letting that go for a moment. My muscles are relaxing. My thoughts are calming down. And I'm finding peace in every breath. So as you continue to slow down your world, I want you to bring your attention to your breath. Notice where you're breathing from, notice how you're breathing, and then make a conscious effort to really deepen that breath, expanding as you inhale. So pushing everything out, sitting nice and tall, really filling up that belly, and then exhaling, pulling everything in. Pulling in the belly, activating the core, really pretending like that belly button can touch your spine, empty it all out. And then when you feel like it's all gone, you inhale again once more. So just taking it slowly, deeply. We're really focusing on a good quality cycle of breath here. So as you continue to let those thoughts and those to-do lists go, just keep bringing your thoughts, bringing your awareness back into that breathing. That nice and slow, steady cycle of breath. Just let that concentration hang out there for a little bit. Slowing everything down. Let's take 5 complete and slow cycles of breath here. Really cultivating that big inhale, that big exhale with control. On that 5th and final exhale, bring your hands to prayer. Eyes can remain closed for a moment if you like. Just simply pause here. Do a quick body scan. Check in with yourself. How are you feeling this evening or today? How, are you holding any tightness anywhere? How are you mentally feeling, spiritually, physically? Whatever it may be, just notice that without judgment. Just a way to kind of check in with yourself and say, hey, how are you doing? How are you doing? Take a big breath in, inhale it in. Exhale, release your hands down, lower your chin, open your eyes, lift your head, roll those shoulders back, sitting up nice and tall. Bring the soles of your feet to touch. Check in with your 2 sits bones, sitting nice and tall. Imagine that tailbone and that spine just rooting into the floor. It's not going anywhere. And then let those knees naturally start to drop down towards the mat, closer towards the floor. If you have blocks at home and you want to place blocks under your knees, you may gladly do that for support. And then breathing here, big cycle of breath, sitting nice and tall. Exhaling that out. Inhale, start to just walk your hands out in front a little bit and bow forward. Drop your head. Nothing too strenuous. And then inhale, walk your hands over to the left. Exhale, bring those hands back to center. And then take it over to the other side. Inhale, walk your hands back to center, and then exhale, walk yourself out of that. Bringing your hands behind you for some support. We're just gonna drop the knees from one side to the other, so kind of like a windshield wiper. Going on the edges of our feet, just stretching out those hips. Letting everything kind of flop to one side. Going on the edges of the feet here. One more breath for this. Exhaling it out, and then coming back and taking that right leg bent and the left leg over top. So kind of like a seated figure four. Use your arms to prop yourself up a little bit. And then if you want to take it in, leaning in, we'll open up that hip a little bit more. So use your arms to pull it in as far as you need. Breathing here, relaxing the shoulders away from the ears, still sitting nice and tall. Breathing in, one more breath. Then exhale, drop that bottom leg. Keep this leg over top. Let that knee get heavy on top of that top leg. And then staying here or starting to walk your hands forward on your inhale. Maybe even starting to bow down, but walking those hands closer to that extended foot. Breathing here. Take 2 cycles of breath. Then exhale, walking it back out, rebending that extended leg and switching to the other side. So get that set up, try to clear that ankle past the top of that thigh, and then sitting up nice and tall. Use those arms to push yourself to where you feel that awesome stretch in that hip. Breathing here. Inhale it in. Exhale, release that bottom leg. Same thing, so set up those hip bones if you need to. Staying here, or starting to walk your hands closer towards that extended leg's foot. Maybe even grabbing and starting to drop that head as well, finding some length in your spine. One more breath. And then inhale, walk those hands back out. Take both feet out in front. Get those feet about hip width apart. And we're just gonna take a seated forward fold here. So scoot your booty back a little bit. We're hinging forward at the hip creases here. And then just starting to walk those hands all the way down. Maybe reaching, if you want to grab your big toes with your 2-piece fingers, maybe grabbing and then pulling forward, or keeping those hands alongside and just dropping that chin slightly. One more breath here, big breath. Exhale, walk it out and take a wide leg forward fold. So take those legs nice and wide, but still keeping a little bend in those knees. Check in with your sits bones, sitting up nice and tall. Toes pointed towards the sky, yes. Walk those hands out in front. Mini bend in the knees. This time, bring those fingertips on top. So instead of laying our hands flat, have your fingertips pressing the ground. Keep those arms activated as you bow forward. Breathing here, and then inhale, walk those hands over to the right leg. Frame the right leg. One hand on either side. Inhale, walk your hands back to center, and then exhale, just walk right over to the other leg. Big breath in. Exhale, walk your hands back out. Swing those legs around. Find your table. So set up for your table. We want our legs right underneath our hips. Toes can be curled behind us for some support. And then check in with those hands. Get them directly underneath those shoulders, going into some cats and cows here. So we're rounding our back. Pulling everything in. Exhaling, getting a scoop in the low back. Really trying to widen the sit bones. And then moving through your cats, moving through your cows here at your own pace. Let's take 3 cycles of breath here. Really try to get that C curve in your spine, rounding everything, pushing the floor away, and then exaggerating, getting that scoop in the low back, and really trying to widen that tailbone there. Take one more cycle, and we will meet back here at our centered tabletop position. With your toes still curled underneath and your hands directly underneath those shoulders, inhale and kick that left foot out behind you. Notice my toes are pointed down towards the floor, trying to keep that hip down. Staying here or taking that left leg out to the side. So you can see I have it out, but more in line with my hip. Staying here or trying to take that right arm out as well. In front of me, right palm will face the left side. Breathing here. You can keep this hand down as well. One more breath. Keep that leg lifted. Exhale. Release. That's tough. All right. Same thing on the other side. Inhale, kick that right leg out behind us. If that side is a little too intense for you, stay here. Or start to take it out to the side. And then if you want to, try to incorporate that arm. You can try that. Or keep it down and work on that side leg. One more breath wherever you are. And then release that down. Taking a child's pose, sitting back, sinking those hips right onto those heels. Walk your hands out in front of you. Really stretch those arms. Melt that space between your shoulders. Drop your head. Heavy hips. Catch your breath here. Take 2 cycles of breath here. Then, on that second exhale, take that left arm, thread it underneath the right. The top of my left palm is on the floor. And then I'm just going to take that right arm along top. Taking a little side twist here. My head is resting on the mat. Hips are still sinking towards my heels. One more breath here. Then bring those arms back to center, and we'll switch it out and go to the other side. This time the right arm is going to float underneath, so my whole outer edge of my arm is laying flush with the floor, and then that left hand is right on top. We're just taking that twist. So we're twisting from the belly. Right arm twists underneath, and then you get that left arm kind of just hanging out on top of the right. Take one more cycle of breath here, then we'll unravel. Bring those hands back. Get those hands back underneath your shoulders, come back into your table. Curl those toes underneath, going into our downward dog. But inhale, lift those knees first. Pedal out your legs, awaken them a little bit, move your hips, shift them from side to side. Stretching out those legs. Lift those hips nice and high. And then inhale, come all the way up onto your toes. So up as high as you can on those toes. And then exhale, sink those heels closer to the mat. If they don't completely get flush with the mat, that's okay. That's something to work towards. Lift those hips up nice and high. Downward facing dog. Inhale, walk your feet all the way up to the top of your mat, forward fold. Inhale, take your halfway lift, so hands can come to shins. Exhale, fold forward, bend your knees if you need to. Inhale, rise all the way up to stand, sweep those arms up. Exhale, hands to prayer. Check in with those shoulders. We're gonna start our first flow here. So with our feet shoulder width apart, underneath those hips, roll everything back, standing nice and tall. Inhale, sweep the arms, really stretch. Exhale, fold forward, all the way down, forward fold. Inhale, take your halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward, step back with that left foot, finding your lunge here. Okay, so holding this for a second, and then exhale, releasing that bottom knee down. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Take a little bit of a back bend here. Exhale, bring those hands on the inside edge of that right foot. Toe heel the right foot off to the mat side. My foot actually goes off the mat. Stay here, or open up that right shoulder, grab that back foot. This is a little too intense, stay here. Or push into that leg. One more breath. Exhale, Toe heel that foot back in line under the shoulders. Inhale, push up and step back into your plank. Chaturanga through. So dropping, lowering, cobra or upward facing. Push the tops of your feet into the mat wherever you end up. Exhale, release it out. Get those hands under the shoulders. Push up, downward facing dog. Pedal your feet if you need to. Inhale, walk or float, forward fold. Inhale, take that halfway lift, straighten those legs. Hands can stay on the floor if you have that flexibility. Exhale, folding all the way down, release those shoulders. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands to prayer. Same thing on the other side. Inhale, sweep those arms up. Exhale, fold all the way down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward, take that lunge, set up with that right foot stepping back. Fingertips are just grazing the floor here. Lengthening out the spine. Exhale, release that right knee down. Take it up. Maybe take a little back bend or support that low back, opening everything as you lean into that, lifting the heart. Exhale, releasing, bringing those hands on the inside edge of that left foot, toe heel that out to a modified lizard here. So maybe pushing into that left knee if you need to, or opening up that left shoulder, grabbing that right foot, and leaning your weight on the right arm. One more breath here. Exhale, release, bring your hands back down, toe heel that left foot, back underneath. Lift off of that back leg, step back into your plank, chaturanga through, and head down to your downward facing dog. So releasing all the way down, cobra or upward facing, and then pushing back to downward facing dog. Nice long index finger and thumb, walking or floating forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, folding all the way down. Inhale, rise up to stand, sweep the arms. Exhale, hands to prayer. All right, before we go into our next flow, coming to stand into that right leg, we're gonna take that left leg over top, just like we stretched at the beginning when we were seated. We're gonna do this, but we're gonna take a chair pose. Bringing our hands to prayer, flexing that top leg, bending down, breathing. Breathing, standing leg. 2 more breaths. Heavy knee on that top, opening that hip, that top leg. Inhale, exhale, rise up. Shake out that standing leg, shake out those arms if you need to, and then setting up for the other leg as well. So rooting that leg, then crossing over top. So you gotta get that balance, and then getting ready to sink. Flexing that the foot on that top leg to protect your knee, and then hands come to prayer, sinking down. So from the side, looks like we're sitting in a chair. Take 2 more cycles of breath. Last one. And then exhale, rising up, shaking everything out, yes. All right, back up to the top of your mat here. Inhale, sweep those arms. Stretch and lengthen. Exhale, fold forward all the way down. Drop the neck and shoulders. Inhale, take your halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward, step back with the left foot. Finding your lunge once again. Inhale, step back into a plank. Setting up for a side plank, we're gonna go on to the left. Bring that left hand directly underneath the shoulder. Stack those feet and go into a full plank, or maybe bring that top leg over top, or even dropping that bottom for a modification. Your choice with the arm. So wherever you are, just take 1 more breath here. You got it. Exhale, release, chaturanga through, cobra or upward facing. Leaning back in downward facing dog. Inhale, lift that left foot out behind you. Hip facing down towards the floor, and then thread it all the way up if you can. So bring in, swing that left leg up in between those hands. If it doesn't get there, you pick it up and you put it there. Kick off the right foot, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold all the way down. Inhale, rise up to stand, sweep the arms. Exhale, hands to prayer. Same thing on the other side. Inhale, sweep the arms. Exhale, fold forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward, step back with the right foot, finding that lunge. Supporting those fingertips just slightly onto the ground. Then go all the way down with those palms. Step back into your plank and set up your side plank on this side. And again, we can take any variation onto the right this time. Stacking those feet perhaps. Pushing that floor away, really keeping those hips lifted high if you're in your side plank. One more breath wherever you are. Then exhale, spin off, chaturanga through, releasing, lowering, cobra, or upward facing dog. Push back, downward dog. Stay here or take your three-legged down dog on the right, lifting up nice and high, and then swing that right leg all the way up through. And kick off with the left, back into your forward fold. Inhale, take your halfway lift. Exhale, fold all the way down. Inhale, rise up to stand, sweep the arms. Exhale, hands to prayer. All right, getting ready here for some standing side bends with your feet right underneath your hips. We're gonna take it over to the left side first. So inhale, sweep those arms up overhead. And then just start to tip it over to the one side, keeping those hips facing the same direction and their shoulders drawn back. Imagine like you're holding a ball or the sun. One more breath, really stretch. Bring it back to center. Relax the shoulders away from the ears, and then tipping it over to the other side. Really lengthening those arms out of the body. Breathing, not holding our breath. Exhaling, coming back, and then if you want to take a little baby back bend, just take it back. Keeping the inner edges of your feet heavy and rooted. One more breath here, and then exhale. Come back up, shake it all out. Back to top of your mat here. Roll those shoulders down and back. Inhale, sweep the arms. Exhale, fold all the way down, really lengthening out of the spine as you bow forward. So with intention, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward, step back with that left foot. And we're gonna open to a wide forward fold. So take your feet so they're pointing the same directions, and then we're bowing forward. So if you're already down there, stay down there. If you're not down there and you rose back up, bring those arms out to the side or hands on your hips. Activate the backs of the legs, turning all the way down to the floor. Hands are underneath and in line with the shoulders. Staying here or starting to walk your hands backwards. So walking my hand through my legs so my head gets closer towards the floor. My palms are facing the ground. My fingertips are facing behind me as well, so my head can drop. Keep a little mini bend in those knees. And then maybe change it up. Reach for those big toes or reach for those ankles or somewhere on those legs so you can just relax here. One more breath. Bring your hands back down underneath your shoulders. Walk your hands back so you're back into your lunge here. And then dropping, maybe on our left leg, I guess, dropping that left leg down and taking bent knee runner stretch here. So clasping your hands together and leaning into that, or taking a little more intense, supporting that low back, rolling the shoulders down and back. So really rolling and keeping everything open, leaning into that front right knee. And then bringing those hands back down. stepping up from that left leg, stepping into what we call a pyramid. So not locking that front knee, but I wanna just step in, so I basically look like a triangle. I'm lining up the inner edges of my feet here. Toes are facing the front of my mat, and my hands are on either side of that right leg. And then I can just bow forward. Try to keep that left hip turned down towards the ground. One more breath here. Open your mouth, exhale it out. And then kick off of that left foot and just find your forward fold here. Take your two-piece fingers, bend your knees if you need to grab your big toes. So we're grabbing and we're just pulling, letting those elbows fly out to the sides of our mat. Taking that forward fold just a little bit deeper. Dropping that head. And then exhale, release everything out. Slowly rounding, roll yourself up to stand all the way up. Roll those shoulders back. Same thing on the other side. Inhale, sweep the arms, stretching. Exhale, fold forward, forward fold. Inhale, this time we're stepping back with that right foot, okay? We're gonna find that lunge, and then we're taking the wide leg forward fold. So walk your hands around again. Toes are facing the same direction. Little mini bend in those knees, okay? And then bowing forward once again. The farther you take your feet out, the closer it is for you to get your head to the floor. So if that's something you're working towards, go ahead. Take it down. Keep those knees slightly bent here. Maybe once again grabbing for the edges of your feet. 2 more cycles of breath here in this inversion. And then just bringing those hands back underneath the shoulders and then walking yourself back around, finding that bendy runners stretch on this side. So the right knee is down, rising up, maybe clasping your hands together, leaning forward on that left leg or supporting the back here. But breathing into it, take 2 more cycles of breath here. And then bringing those hands back down, lifting off of that back leg. Now we're taking our pyramid here. So step that right foot in to meet the left. And this is not a lunge. We're not keeping those feet really far apart. Mine are only, I don't know, maybe 2.5 feet, maybe, no, probably 1.5 feet here. In line, and then bowing and dropping the head. If you have 2 blocks at home, this is also a great time to use them along either side of that left foot. 1 more breath here. And then just kick off that right foot, step back into your forward fold. Wrap your arms behind your knees. Give your elbows a hug. Drop your head, neck, and shoulders. And then just eventually start to see if you can straighten those legs a little bit. Giving yourself a big hug. And then exhale, bring those hands back down. Same thing, rolling, keeping everything tucked in. 1 vertebrae at a time, rising up. Shoulders, head, neck, everything up at the top there is last. Yes. All right, going into another round here. Inhale, sweep those arms up. Exhale, fold all the way down. Forward fold. Inhale, take your halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward, step back with the left foot, find your crescent lunge. Rising up, crescent lunge. And this time we're bringing those hands in line with our shoulders. So kind of parallel, palms facing each other. Sink down, breathing here. Inhale it in, lift the heart. Exhale it out. Inhale, take a rotation. So we're gonna turn and face the right side, but keeping our legs exactly where they are. Exhale, bring it back to center. Inhale, twist the other way. Bringing it back to center. Try that again. Inhale, to the right. Exhale, back to center. Inhale, take that twist to the left. Back to center. Exhale, release. Those hands down, step back, release and lower and stay down. We're gonna take a locust. You can drop those knees first and release and lower all the way down. Tops of the feet push into the mat. Palms are alongside the body, facing downward. When you're ready, roll those shoulders open, lift those feet off of the mat, roll everything open, keeping that chin tucked in, lifting up nice and high. Imagine someone's pulling on your fingers, pulling on your toes. You got it. One more breath. Exhale, release it down. Inhale, curl those toes. Push yourself back up into your downward facing dog. This time we can take a three-legged down dog. If you want to open that hip up, kick that left foot out behind you. Open everything. Maybe bending that knee. Keeping both arms nice and strong. Inhale, square off that left hip and then swing that left leg all the way back up to those fingers in between those hands. If you can't get that momentum, pick it up, put it there. Kick off of that right foot, forward fold. Inhale, take your halfway left. Exhale, fold all the way down. Inhale, rise up, sweeping those arms. Exhale, hands to prayer. Inhale, sweep the arms. Exhale, fold all the way down, forward fold. Inhale, take your halfway left. Exhale, fold forward, crescent lunge with the right foot. Step back with that right, get that foundation. When you have that foundation, rising up, the last can be your arms. Staying here for a moment, inhaling it in. Exhaling it out. Inhale, this time we're gonna take that rotation again. Twist to the left. Stretch and lengthen those arms. Exhale, bring it back to center. Taking that rotation out to the right. Inhale, opening to the right, you got it. Exhale, back to center. One more on each side. Inhale, really stretch and lengthen. Exhale, back to center. Last one. And bringing back to center. Releasing those arms all the way down. Stepping back, finding your locust once again. So we're making our way back down to the floor. This time, if we want to take a bound locust, really opening those shoulders, clasping those hands behind us, driving those hands into prayer, down the length of our spine, and then really lifting up those legs, taking everything off of the mat here. Balancing, lengthening, lifting a little higher. And then exhale, releasing those hands back under the shoulders, curl the toes, push back, downward facing dog. Three-legged down dog on this side. Take that right foot out behind you, maybe opening, dropping that right foot towards the heel of the buttocks right there, just dropping everything down. Strong left arm. Inhale, square off that right leg. Swing it all the way up. Take off of the left foot, back into forward fold. Inhale, take your halfway lift. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, rise all the way up to stand. Exhale, hands to prayer. While we are standing here, we're going to take two standing balancing poses here. So, coming to stand into that right leg. Rooting that right leg first. We're going to take our standing airplane or warrior three modification here. So, standing into that right leg. Or left leg, I forget which side we said, but whichever leg I said. Standing into that leg, taking those arms out to the side, rolling the shoulders back, palms will face outward towards the outside edges of the room, and then kicking back with that bent leg, bowing forward. Staying here, maybe playing with it, bringing your hands to prayer, bowing down a little bit more, rooting that standing leg, and if we fall, we come right back in. You got this. Turn that hip downward. One more breath, lengthening out behind you, and then exhaling, rising up, shaking it out. Same thing on the other leg, root that standing leg. Roll those shoulders back, standing nice and tall. When you're ready, kick back, get that balance, taking it. Tucking that chin. Hands can stay here. Hands can even go out in front if you like. Or maybe you want to stay here with your prayer. Your choice. Two more breaths here. And then exhaling, rising back up. Last standing balancing pose here. We're gonna go into our tree pose. So come to stand into that right leg. We have our kickstand, resting that left heel against my right leg, lifting on the calf or completely taking it all up into that thigh. But wherever you end up, be mindful of that knee and really try to keep that hip open with that knee open as well. Hands are your choice. We're gonna take 3 cycles of breath here. So slowing everything down. Maybe you wanna move those arms. Take one more breath here. Slow and with control, and then exhale, shake it out. And then any variation on that other leg. So rooting everything here. Maybe we're sticking with our kickstand. Roll those shoulders back a little bit, standing nice and tall. And hands can stay out to the side. Whatever you're feeling, take 3 cycles of breath here. On that final exhale, bring everything back, shaking that out. Come back up to the top of your mat here. Almost time for cool down. Inhale, sweep those arms up. Exhale, fold all the way down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway left. Exhale, fold forward. Now frame your feet and step back into a downward dog. So pushing all 10 fingers into the mat. Get that grounding. And then inhale, lift that left foot out behind you. Bend your left knee like you're going to touch your left elbow and kick that leg back up. Take that left knee like you're going to touch the right elbow. So cross it across the body and kick it up. And then last one, bring that left knee into your nose, round your back like your knee can touch your nose. One breath here, inhale. Exhale, drop that left leg down and set up for pigeon. So we want to have that left shin parallel with the front of our mat. Sitting up nice and tall, really actually push off of that front leg, lengthen that right leg out behind you, and then exhale and fold. If you have blocks, or if you want to just stay upright, that's fine. Or make your way down to your forearms, maybe resting. The goal here is to really try to open up that right hip, stretching it out. And take 3 cycles of breath here. On that final exhale, come back up onto your hands, curl that toe, and then push right back into your downward facing dog. Set up those hands again, pushing the floor away. Same thing on the right leg. Inhale, kick the right leg up towards the sky. Take it out to the side, like you're gonna touch your knee to your elbow. Kicking it up, you got this. Take it across to that left side. Inhale. And then last one, rounding it into your nose, round, round, round. Exhale, drop that right foot down. Get that positioning, and then really use those arms to lengthen that left foot out behind you. Lifting and sitting up nice and tall. My right shin is working towards being parallel with the front of my mat. And then staying here or exhaling and folding down. Taking 3 breaths here. On that final exhale, if you were resting on your hands, push yourself back up. This time, swing that left leg around. Roll yourself down with your knees bent. Take yourself all the way down. Lower back, upper back, middle back. Taking it down, relaxing those shoulders into the mat. Draw your knees in, give yourself a big hug. Crossing at the ankle if you need to. Rocking from side to side. Turn and look over that right shoulder. And then turn and look over that left shoulder. Inhale, take a full body stretch. Extend those arms above your head. Expand those toes, spreading and find your tallest self. And then taking this time here to prepare for Shavasana, or take any additional poses that you feel that your body needs before you take your Shavasana. If you are ready for your Shavasana, just find that comfortable spot where you can relax your back once more, flopping those feet open, or even bending those knees, taking your feet wider than your mat, and then dropping your knees to touch. Letting the palms rest up towards the sky, relaxing the shoulders, relaxing your face, relaxing your jaw, relaxing your third eye, that space between your eyebrows, just really slowing everything down once more, letting your body grow heavy. I'm just going to give you a few minutes here to just simply absorb your practice, this nice little flow that we just participated in. Begin to deepen your breath. As you deepen your breath, with your eyes still closed, if you're still lying down in your position, just gently start to wiggle those fingers, wiggle those toes, letting everything reawaken. And then when you're ready, draw that right arm alongside of your head, draw your knees into your chest, letting your body rest on your mat on the right side for a moment. Take a big breath in, letting go of anything that's heavy, exhaling it out. Then inhale, push yourself back up into a seated position, crossing those legs if comfortable, rolling those shoulders down, bringing your hands back to prayer. Just close your eyes here for another moment or two, and I want you to check back in with yourself. Notice and see how your body feels after completing some stretching and some yoga. So just see how you're feeling, and if you still feel any tension or tightness anywhere, just release that. Send some light there, send some breath there. Give yourself permission to let it go, and then just take it all in. Thank yourself for practicing yoga today and showing up for yourself on your mat. And we'll close our practice today by sharing a namaste, which means the light in me honors the light in you. So I thank you for coming. I hope you enjoyed it, and namaste.